I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Oh, did you? Oh,
Smart man. Smart man, Spoon.
Smart man betting the Padres. What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday morning. Hope you're all enjoying your Friday night. In 11 hours and 59 minutes, we will be into football season, but I'm not going to talk about it on this stream. This is a baseball show. We'll be live at 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning. Me, Scoop, and Moneyline Mac to talk football.
Shout out Moneyline Mac. I love that guy.
Mac's coming on. He's in Vegas, too.
Is he? Oh, yeah. I saw them setting up and stuff. That's awesome.
The whole sports gambling podcast, they're all out there. I think they're on a VSiN or something. They're doing like a whole broadcast out there. So, yeah, he's coming. He's live from Vegas with us tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm sorry. After this, I won't talk about any more football. But starting after tomorrow, the Saturday morning show will be at 10 a.m. because we're going to go through like 35 games. It's just there's only 5 tomorrow, so there's no point in starting at 10 a.m. So tomorrow's a one-time only 11 a.m. start for the Saturday morning college football show.
Are we doing baseball right after Saturday football, or how are we going to do that?
We're doing baseball right now.
He's talking about AM.
Okay, yeah, I'm dumb. I'm sorry. I'm so used to our old schedules and football schedule.
No. We're doing baseball right now.
I got you.
We're staying at midnight. Who cares?
I got you. My bad.
All right. No more football talk. I'm just the host. We're talking baseball. Red Sox, Yankees, Crochet against Will Warren. I haven't looked at anything. I'm literally just the host. So, Spoon, Red Sox, Yankees in the Bronx.
Yeah, it's a little tough. The Yankees lineup looks kind of putrid right now. Didn't get a run on the board today, and they face Garrett Crochet tomorrow. So this guy's been one of the best lefties in baseball this season, but the last 4 or 5 games, he's given up some hits, and I think the Yankees can get to him. I really like Will Warren at home. His ERA drops like a full 2 runs. He's got a 2.86 ERA at home on the full season. This is a game I'm not going to play, but I had Yankees first 5 money line circled.
Yankees first 5 money line. Toast?
I'll be on the Yankees for sure. I don't want the first 5. I want the full game because there's a definite bullpen situation for Boston. Chapman and Whitlock are probably going to be unavailable for Boston. Well, they will be unavailable for Boston. They're both 3 out of the last 4 days. And multiple guys had worked the previous night as well for Boston. So I do think there is major concerns for Boston as far as the bullpen is concerned. There's some for the Yankees too. There always is. But like he said, Will Warren at home. And I guess with Will Warren, you have to worry about the lefties in the lineup. That's the bigger bats. But at the same time, I think that being at home kind of helps Will Warren. So and he's already had to navigate through this Red Sox lineup once. He gave up 4 runs to them at home. But I think that he's a lot different pitcher than he was 2 months ago. And I think he's pitching better right now. So I know that the St. Louis start wasn't great, but this will be the 3rd time that the Yankees have seen Garrett Crochet. I'm not in love with the Yankees bats either, especially after tonight, but I was on Boston both these games, so I was happy to see it. I just feel like getting the Yankees at plus money with the bullpen concerns of Boston and seeing Garrett Crochet for the 3rd time makes it worth it. So I just think that the numbers kind of flip too much. I mean, I just played Boston plus 150, I think it was, and now they're laying minus 136. I mean, Bayo and Crochet aren't that big of a difference. Crochet's better, but is he that much better? I say no. So Yankees money line for me.
Yeah, I mean, Yankee sounds good. I like Will Warren at home, but I'll be watching something else at that time. Next up, Toronto, Miami. Jansen Junk against Berrios. Toast?
It would only be Toronto for me, contemplating on laying the number again. I laid it with Toronto today with Bieber on the mound. Jansen Junk has, really been consistently essentially giving you 5 or 6 innings, a 3-run baseball. And for me, I think that if he does that again against this Blue Jays team, which will be one of the best teams that he's faced as far as lineup wise in a while. But he saw Milwaukee, I think, 4 or 5 starts ago. But besides that, like Houston, the Yankees, Cleveland, and Boston, all those teams can be hit or miss at times. This Toronto team has just been a juggernaut, it seems like, all year. You do got to worry about Berrios on the road. But at the same time, I mean, full season-wise, his last 2 road starts haven't been great. But one of them was in Colorado. One of them was in Baltimore. I mean, I kind of toss out Coors Field in a way. And then Baltimore, I mean, that's one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball at home. But over the course of the full year, I mean, Berrios still is a 3.48 ERA, a 1.23 WHIP. And I just don't feel like the Marlins are going to be the team to make him pay tomorrow. If Otto Lopez is out of that lineup again tomorrow, which is going to be Miami's shortstop, I'm not sure if it's confirmed, but he didn't play today. Without him and Stowers, that's just a lot to make up for a Miami team that's already mostly a AAA team. So I'm strongly considering laying the cheap price with Toronto.
What about you, Spoon?
Yeah, I bet minus 130 for the Toronto Blue Jays over on Bet365. I like Jansen Junk. I think he can keep this team in the game for a couple innings, but as the season's gone on, he just looks worse and worse every game. Did go 7 innings pitched, 3 earned versus Boston last time, but the 5 games before that, 3 earned, 3 earned, 6 earned, 3 earned, 4 earned without getting out of the 5th inning. And I just think this is a spot where Toronto's bats get to him. Over the last 30 days versus right-handed pitching, they're still number 1 in baseball. And this Miami lineup, every time you look at it, Otto Lopez out of it today, it's missing another bat, another AAA guy subbed in there. I think it's a nice matchup for Jose Berrios. Struggles with lefties a little bit more than righties, but that's not a huge deal at this point after sending Sanchez out.
Yeah.
You only really have Jacob Marcy and Xavier Edwards that I'm worried about from the left-hand side. So this is a Toronto cheap price for me. I think this closes well.
All right.
Agreed.
Next on the docket. Oh, no SeatGeek today. That was yesterday.
I want another chance at an ad read. I wasn't great at that one.
Yeah, you
could have been. I thought you did good with it.
He butchered it. SeatGeek emailed me and we're like, we hate that guy. I'm joking. They didn't email me.
I was gonna say, dude, that would have pissed me off so bad. I would have felt so bad.
SeatGeek didn't email me about it. That would have been funny.
I would have felt bad.
Damn, that would have been funny if they emailed me and I put the email up on the screen and we read it. Nationals, Phillies in Philadelphia. Shout out Cavalli. I tried telling Toast. He wasn't trying to hear it.
Watch the game. Shut up. Stop.
A real ball knower doesn't need to watch the game to understand what happened here. Look, Cavalli's a guy that just has the it factor. And look, some people like me and Spoon are able to see it. Toast is not able to see it. But Mitchell Parker is not Cavalli.
Correct.
Would do the Nationals score any runs on Nola, or is it just a Phillies comfortable win here, Spoon?
So I had the Phillies first 5 money line the last time this pitching match happened on the 17th, just a week and a half ago. Phillies went up 6-0 like in the 2nd inning. I felt like I cashed the bet already. Was doing a stream over on Pub, and I looked back down and it was 6-6, and I was like, what is going on in this game? I think the first 5 ended 9-6 Philadelphia. These same exact 2 pitchers. I think Mitchell Parker is not long for the major leagues. Every time he touches the mound, I want to fade him. It's really hard to trust Aaron Nola coming back from injury, seeing the same team twice. I don't expect him to necessarily bounce back. So I took the over 9.5 here. It's available on Fanatics still at plus 100.
Toast, you agree?
100% agree. Great weather in Citizens Bank Ballpark as well. 28% home run is courtesy our friends of Ballpark Pal. 80 degrees with 10-mile-an-hour winds or heavier blowing out to center field or left field. So I was going to say the same thing. I haven't placed it yet because the Phillies numbers versus lefties are kind of hit or miss, but I do think at home in the bank with great weather, it kind of changes things. And they also, when the last time they saw him, it was on the road too. So, but Mitchell Parker's been literally 5 runs, 4, 8, 2, 2, 7, 4, 3, 3. I mean, and he's not going deep in the game. So there should be runs tomorrow. I'd be shocked if there weren't.
We're 3 games in. You guys have agreed on all 3. Are you guys about to go 15 for 15 on agreements?
Probably not. I don't think that happens. I think 3 is about the tops that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you and Toast are always on the opposite sides too. That's why you're on the same sides today.
This one was a killer for me. Kansas City plus 140, closers 125. They score 5 runs and lose.
Look, I'm not a I told you so guy. Well, actually, I kind of am, but I told you so here. on the Tigers.
I'm not told you so guy, but I told you so.
But I kind of am. I told you so guy, and I did tell you so. Michael Wacha is making a road start in Detroit. As I've been trying to tell you, the Tigers hit it home. They hit right into pitching. Just take that information and do with it what you will. Go ahead, Toast.
Spoon, you can go first. I have really no interest in betting this shit Royals team. I want to again so bad because Chris Paddock is so bad, but I really don't understand this price. I mean, in any way, shape, or form, personally. So maybe you can make it make sense.
I looked at isolating the Tigers team total in this game. I do share the sentiment that Chris Paddock is so bad, but 2 of his last starts were against the team that just traded him. They're really familiar with him. Gave up 4 earned runs in 4 innings pitched to Minnesota on the 5th, and then the 17th they saw him again, 8 earned runs and 12 base runners in 5 2/3. I think Chris Paddock is a better pitcher than that. He's a really up and down guy. He kind of reminds me of Dylan Cease, where you have no idea what you're going to get from him. The floor is at the same spot, but the ceiling isn't as high. And I just can't bring myself to play Detroit minus 124. I think Chris Paddock is a pitcher you can back at points, and maybe this is a good time to buy low on him. But Michael Wacha is a righty. He's pitched pretty well this season, but I think this is a spot where Detroit's bats are just getting to right-handed pitching a little bit better than they have been. And I think Michael Wacha gives up some runs, and Detroit ends up winning this game.
Detroit, Toast. Oh, you're passed. You passed.
I mean, I'll go through it. You can put up the Royals for me. I mean, Michael Wacha has been fantastic against this Detroit team the last 2 years. Every start, he's going at least 6 innings and only giving up 2 runs. So, and he's been another one of those guys who had like a bad 2 or 3 week stretch or whatever it was. And besides that, he's been fantastic. I mean, over his last 7 starts, I mean, 2 runs, and then 4 1-runs, and it's 5 2/3, 5 2/3, 6, 8, 5 1/3, 6 innings, 5 innings. Kansas City's going to have all their major guys in the bullpen tonight because they didn't use them today. I just don't understand this price. I mean, Chris Paddock is bad. I mean, yeah, he played for the Twins. They might know his pitch. I don't know, but they weren't facing him in live ABs. So, I mean, I don't really think there's that much of an advantage there. I mean, he just got shelled, just like he got shelled against Colorado, just like he got shelled against the Cubs. Like, I don't understand this price, to be honest with you. You can put Kansas City up for me. I'm not betting. I'd get Kansas City at like 115 maybe.
Next. Rockies, Pirates. Freeland, Burrows. Toast.
Again, same thing. Rockies only at this number. I have no interest betting this one. I know that Burrows has been. I guess you can't even say he's been. I mean, I guess he's been good. I mean, he had a couple bad starts, but over his last 7 starts, 5 of them have been pretty damn good. So, I mean, I can't even really say he's been bad. I mean, the White Sox, Arizona, the Cubs. I mean, all the teams that he pitched well against. I mean, Colorado kind of rivals that, but yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh just doesn't seem to lose at home. I'm exaggerating a little bit because they're so bad on the road, but it's just not a team I want to fade. But I'm not going to pay that price to play Pittsburgh, so it would be Colorado at the price, but no interest.
Spoon.
I agree with that for a side. Kyle Freeland, I think, is a little bit of an underrated pitcher at this point in his career. He pitches in Colorado, so the numbers never look pretty when you look at him, but this Pirates lineup versus left-handed pitching is terrible. Dead last in the season in OPS and weighted runs created plus. Last 14 days, 27th. I think he can come out here and pitch a pretty good game. And these Rockies bats are getting right-handed starting pitchers. 5 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 3 earned runs. Off some pretty good guys. Ohtani, Yamamoto. Got 4 off Ryan Nelson. 4 off Brandon Pfaadt. Probably doesn't count for much. But I think this Rockies team can get to him. Some of those numbers are from cores, though, so they're also offensively inflated. But Mike Burrows has had a great rookie season, exceeded a lot of expectations, but there's been times he's given up some pretty bad outings. 6 earned runs in less than 2 innings versus Minnesota. 6 earned runs in less than 5 innings versus San Francisco. I could see the Rockies tagging him for a few. I can probably only be on the Rockies here. Maybe the under as well, just because Mike Burrows has shown the propensity to pitch pretty well at home. And Kyle Freeland can shut down this Pirates lineup, but I'm not going to bet this game.
One thing I forgot to mention, why I didn't bet the Rockies or I wouldn't bet him. Kyle Freeland left his last start with a blister injury, and that's just not something I want to deal with if he only can pitch 2 or 3 innings. So,
I like this comment here. He says, "Finally, the boss is back. Somebody that knows sports. How about those Braves, nerds?" Calls you guys nerds for betting the Braves. I agree.
I didn't bet the Braves.
I think only.
I also didn't bet the Braves.
I think it was only TV Jones.
I probably said it on the show, but.
I think.
Or no, I thought we said. Did I? Maybe I.
No,
I thought
TV Jones bet the Braves.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because once you told us about the show ponies, I was like, I think I'm gonna switch my pick. I didn't bet it, so it doesn't matter.
No, you took over because remember I was like Mets.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that still hit too.
Remember I was like Mets and Braves play high scoring games.
Yep. It didn't matter. So this is all.
Is Dean Kramer still pitching well, Toast?
Is Dean Kramer still pitching well? Yeah.
That was just like a segue. Like, go ahead. It's Dean Kramer.
I know. I was trying to get to my point of I want to play the over, so it's really hard when you say is he pitching well, and I say yeah to be like over 9.5 or no over 9. But I think this Houston offense is starting to wake up a little bit, and I know that Dean Kramer usually is a guy that we like to play at home, but I mean he did pitch really well against Seattle, and Seattle just really didn't play well on that road trip, and he pitched 8 innings of 1-run baseball. But previous to that, against Toronto and Colorado, 11 innings and 8 runs. So it wasn't great. I know that he pitched well against Miami at home, and he does have decent numbers at home. But at the same time, I do think that this Houston offense is starting to heat up a little bit. They've shown the propensity to score multiple runs here in Baltimore. And if there's one thing that we know about Christian Javier, he's going to give up runs, and he's probably not going to stay deep into this game. And then you're going to have a whole bunch of shots at a Houston bullpen that hater out is one thing, but I think that you're going to see all the lower arms like De Los Santos, Kimbrel, Dubin, and if that's the case, that's where I see the runs coming. I don't know if I actually play this because this Baltimore offense is just so up and down. I mean, they've just looked dead the last couple of days, but I do think there's a reason that this total's at 9. It would be over a pass.
What about Spoon?
I like Houston here. I've been on them the last few days. I know this lineup has looked sort of putrid versus right-handers, including Dean Kramer in his last start versus them. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, just 4 base runners. 5 out of their last 7 games versus right-handers, they haven't scored a run, but I think things are going to start to turn around. They were talking about Alvarez hopefully being inserted in the lineup at some point this weekend. He's killing AAA pitching right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see him tomorrow. This is a spot where Christian Javier also just faced Baltimore, but he left with illness. I think it was a stomach bug, so he only had to see this lineup one time through. 3 innings pitched, just 1 earned. I think this is a spot where Christian Javier can pitch pretty decent versus this Orioles lineup. The reason I haven't played it is, as Toast touched upon, this Houston bullpen is a little scary at this point. I'd like a little more than this. I think best number you can get is plus 115 with Astros. If I could get like plus 125, I would take it. But if we see Alvarez announced in, this line's going to go the other way. It's something that it's in my maybe list, but there's enough games to bet here that I'm going to cross it off. The last time Dean Kramer went 2 starts where he went 7 innings pitched with really good games was against Miami and Tampa Bay. He went home and faced a weak Colorado lineup, gave up 8 base runners, 5 earned runs. I could see Houston tagging him as well.
I know you've been betting the Astros a lot recently. Well, no, I know that because someone in the comments accused you of being an Astros fan last night. Like, this guy always bets the Astros, so I know you've been betting them a lot. And no, John Bender, this is not a new hat. I just don't wear it because the green screen messes it up. See, it's not even supposed to be that color. It turns black. So I just don't wear it very often because it looks stupid.
You probably don't see Jordan tomorrow. They wanted him to play a full 9 innings in the field, and he only got to 6, and then he DH. So I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they bring him to the big leagues until he plays a full 9 in the minors. But that's all I read in the papers.
Are you reading the papers?
Well, because this Houston team's kind of an enigma right now to me. So I've been kind of paying attention to them because they're just kind of falling apart, and that's usually not what we see from a Houston Astros team.
Right.
So the Chronicle?
Yeah, so you hit the papers.
I love the papers. You know me. Give me 20 minutes in the steam room with the papers. I'm good to go.
With a good paper?
I'm good to go.
Cleveland, Texas, Jack Leiter against Logan Allen. Spoon, what do you think of this price here? Texas at -130 consensus.
It's kind of hard to trust either of these teams right now. Texas pulled the late win off tonight. I'm a big Jack Leiter guy. I'm higher than most people on him. Logan Allen, in his own right, he's pitched pretty well. He's exceeded my expectations for him at this point. Coming off 4 starts where he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs, pitching pretty deep into games. I think he's going to keep Cleveland in a situation where they can win this game. Texas just lost another bat from their lineup. I would like to take Texas money line here. The Guardians versus right-handed pitching have been putrid. They're not really hitting anyone at this point. I guess they've started turning around versus lefties, but I mean, Brendan Pfaadt's coming out there throwing 7 innings, 2 earned runs versus you. I think Jack Leiter can do the same. It's too much juice for me to pay with this Texas bullpen and the offense the way it's hitting right now. So big lean to Texas, but I'm going to be off this game. I can't trust either of these teams.
Toast.
Huge lean to Texas. Probably end up playing it. I kind of want to watch the line movement. I was on Cleveland today at plus like 145. It closed at like 125, and they walked it off. The Tech Rangers did, but I kind of want to fade Logan Allen. He has been pitching pretty decent, but all those starts are at home. Over his last 7 starts, only 2 starts on the road, and that was the White Sox and the Mets. And I'm not in love with this Texas lineup, but they have been scoring runs. They're not winning games, but they are scoring some runs at times. And on top of that, they will get Adolis Garcia back tomorrow, so that should help. The bottom of that lineup is a travesty, but when they do put Josh Smith down there, it does help me a little bit. More or less, it's just this Cleveland team's in a free fall. And I don't know if they come out of this free fall, and I don't know if Logan Allen's the guy on the road to do that against Jack Leiter, who has pitched pretty damn well at home over his last 4 starts, being Arizona, the Yankees, Atlanta, and Oakland. So didn't go deep against the Yankees, but only gave up 2 runs. And the other ones were really good. He went 6 innings, or 2 of them were 6 innings. 1 of them was 5 innings. So he also, on top of all of that, Jack Leiter got absolutely destroyed in Cleveland last year when he was a rookie. I'm sure that he wants to right that wrong as well. I really, really want to bet Texas.
All right, let's move on to the next game, which is Giants Brewers.
All you Brewers bettors, so sad.
What, they lost again?
No, but they didn't win the cover the -1.
Oh.
I pushed my -1. That's the beauty of the -1. You don't lose when they blow the lead in the 9th inning and then hit a walk-off solo shot.
Is that what happened?
That's the beauty of the money line, too. You pay the juice and you win if they win.
The beauty would have been Trevor's team losing another game.
I trust me, especially to the Giants and Willie Adames hitting a home run. Trevor, if you're watching, we screwed up not playing Willie. I know.
This.
You don't know that.
Megan's probably got him clean in the kitchen. Like
They did like a ceremony for him before the game. He comes out, hits a home run in the first, then another home run.
First pitch, too. It was awesome.
When he played there in Milwaukee, he was killing baseballs. He likes to hit in this park.
Yeah, that's why San Francisco paying him was such a joke, because like he's going to match that production in San Francisco. Idiots.
Spoon, good pitching matchup here. Fastball Freddy against Logan Webb. What do you think?
I think this is a spot where I want to go back to the Brewers here. I don't think it's too much money to pay. I haven't done it at this point. I think -132 is the best number you can find. Logan Webb looked really good in his last start versus Tampa Bay. Went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. But before that, this guy looked very kind of shaky. We're talking 6 hits in every single game in his last 10 starts. He had a couple good starts versus Pittsburgh. I don't make much of that. It's a pretty weak lineup. 6 earned runs to the New York Mets, 4 earned runs to Toronto, 6 earned runs to the Dodgers. I mean, they're good teams hitting him. And I don't necessarily put the Brewers in that same class, but I mean, this team just finds ways to win baseball games. Kind of just looking at the first 5, Freddie Peralta absolutely dealing his last 3 games. He's gone 17 innings, just 1 earned run versus the Cubs, Pirates, and Atlanta. So maybe not the toughest competition, but we're talking about the Giants here versus right-handed pitching over the last 14 days. They're 28th in baseball in WRC+. The only guy they've gotten to is Pepio and Boyle. Outside of that, it's 1 earned run to everybody. Brad Lord, Darvish, Pavetta. this is a spot where I could only be on the Brewers. I haven't done it yet, but I don't think that bullpen is in a good situation, so I would like to isolate it to the first 5.
Oh, just the first 5?
Yeah. I don't have a price for you, but I think it's a little more juiced.
I'll just put it on the screen so people know.
Minus 124 for Milwaukee in the first 5.
That's not bad.
Yeah. I mean, simple handicap. You probably can. I mean, it doesn't take a genius. The Brewers are good. The Giants are bad, and the Brewers are at a cheap price. Should be a play of the day type of situation. Seems really cheap. I get that Logan Webb is good, but he shouldn't be commanding a price like this. I mean, these two teams are just completely opposite teams. I mean, Brewers are literally 20 games better than the Giants. And Logan Webb is good, but a lot of those good starts came at home. I mean, his road starts have been, his one road start that was good was against Pittsburgh. I mean, we're not going to give him a whole bunch of credit for that. He gave up 11 hits prior to that in Toronto, and the Brewers rival Toronto offensively. I know that they haven't been an absolute juggernaut lately, but I still think this, like Spoon said, this team finds ways to win. And even with McGill and Koenig and Uribe, or 2 of the 3 top arms aren't going to go for Milwaukee most likely tomorrow because they're going to be on back-to-backs. I don't think it really matters. I mean, San Francisco used a couple of their guys. They're not going to be, I mean, they're not going to be taxed or anything like that, but they're not much better. I don't understand why we're getting the Brewers this cheap. I mean,
I think Logan Webb might be perceived to be better in the market than Peralta.
That's what I was just going to say, because as much as you think that Logan Webb is good, Freddie Peralta's been better. And
I'm not saying he is better. I think.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's why it's confusing to me. Is like, even if you give Logan Webb that credit, Freddie's been bigger. I mean, Milwaukee should be minus 150 here. Maybe that closes like that. But
I've noticed that Logan Webb has been insanely priced this season, and in the beginning it made sense. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if just the market is pricing Logan Webb as a better starting pitcher than Freddie Peralta right now, just because I feel like Logan Webb's been overpriced all year.
And Freddie
it's
Peralta
in that first 5 price as well by being cheaper.
Oh yeah.
And maybe that's it. Maybe that's the Brewers bullpen is not in a good situation. So maybe I don't know. I still think it's way too cheap, personally.
Twins, White Sox. Wow, what a baseball game.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
You guys, Toast, you have any thoughts on this one?
It would only be over again. I mean, both these teams scored a whole bunch of runs tonight. Minnesota, I mean, they haven't been like desolate. I mean, I'm not saying that they're a good baseball team, but they've been scoring runs over the last week or so with some of these new guys in the lineup. So, and Davis Martin is coming off a start of his career again on the road at Kansas City. Now he comes back home where he hasn't been particularly terrible, but he hasn't been particularly great either. I just not a guy I trust. And as far as Mick Abel's concerned, I know that he was obviously a huge prospect for Philadelphia. I think he was like a top 10, maybe a top 20 pick in Major League Baseball. Never really got up and going with the Phillies. So maybe he has a really good outing his first time out here with the Twins. But I mean, Chicago still has been continue to score runs. So it would only be over or past. It's really hard to pick a side with either one of these teams personally. The weather in Chicago is really good as well, plus 27% as far as home runs, as far as ballpark foul is concerned. Almost 80 degrees with double-digit winds blowing out towards center and left field. So it would only be over. I'm not playing it though. I think it's 9 for a reason though.
Any thoughts, Spoon?
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Mick Abel fan. I thought he pitched pretty well for the Phillies. I believe his first start.
I just meant that he didn't get a full run. That's all I meant.
Yeah, so they have some higher prospects in their pitching market. So it wasn't a huge sell to get rid of him, and he proved himself on the major league level, and that was something the Twins needed, was pitching. So that worked out well for them to be able to get a good relief arm. I watched Mick Abel pitch a couple weeks ago here in Toledo. Took a no-hitter, I believe, into the 5th inning in his 3 starts in AAA for the Twins. 17 innings pitched, just 3 earned runs. He's looked really sharp in the minors. That's not the question. It's, can he carry it over to the major leagues? And I think he can carry it over to this White Sox team. I like the White Sox versus lefties a lot more than I like them versus righties. Mick Abel throws with his right hand. I think this is a good matchup for him, and I think it's a good chance to buy low on him. I don't think a lot of people like him. And on the opposite side, I think we can kind of sell high on Davis Martin. This guy's coming off the best start of his season right now versus the Kansas City Royals, a team that's been hitting pretty hot. 6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, just 1 hit. I took the Twins first 5, minus 115 money line. I was on it today. They had a 4-2 lead with 2 outs in the 5th, and they gave up a two-run home run to push that, and that was pretty frustrating. But I'm going to go right back to it. I think this is a spot where the Twins can have a little bit of a lead. I don't know which one of these teams has a better bullpen at this point in the season. I almost kind of lean White Sox bullpen's better, so I just wanted to isolate the Twins to the first 5.
I have a graphic for that too. I just didn't have it loaded up. So let me put it on the screen. Twins first 5 money line minus 115. There it is. Next. I would say Mets and over, but it's up to 9.5. It's almost like they overcorrected a little bit. Quantrill hasn't been that bad.
I mean, it's either a fantastic start or a terrible start. It's just it's a matter of what you're going to get. This is a hard one. I think that Cal can pitch really well tomorrow. Personally, I really want to take Atlanta in the first 5. I don't have a price on it. I don't know if I can do it because the Mets have been sneakily starting to destroy some right-handed pitching, although bad ones. Besides George Kirby, he was a good one. Atlanta first 5 money line plus 105. So let's just go through Cal Quantrill really quick. I know that he has. I mean, everybody thinks that he's terrible, yada, yada, yada. I get it. He's not as bad as everybody thinks he is. I mean, and then if you look at his starts, I mean, over his last few, got destroyed on the road in Boston and got destroyed at home against Houston. But 4 innings, 1 run against this Atlanta team. St. Louis, 1 run over 5 innings. Milwaukee, 1 run over 5 innings. Kansas City, 6 innings, no runs. You can go through his things, and he's definitely pitched well at times. I don't think he's been a complete fade. It's just that when he gets hit, he really gets hit, like for 7 runs. But really struggles with righty bats, but can be decent versus lefty bats. So you're going to see Alonso, Vientos, and Torrens as the only guys from the right-hand side. I guess Lindor can switch, but the Mets are a heavy lefty lineup. So as far as on paper, this isn't a decent matchup, or this is a decent matchup for Cal. Like I said, the righty splits are definitely a positive. And then as far as Clay Holmes are concerned, he has bad splits with lefties. Profar, Olsen, Baldwin, Harris, Albies, all going to be hitting from the left-hand side. So I do think that Clay Holmes is possible that he gets hit up, not to mention the fact that we're getting to the point with Clay Holmes where he's going to be in that innings limit where he's pitched way more than he has at any other time in his career. And I don't really know what to expect from him. He's been pitching fine so far, but I just think this is actually a sneaky spot to play Atlanta early. They've also been getting to right-handed starters. Senga, Clay Holmes, Slade Ciccone, Shane Smith, Sandy Alcantara, Yuri Perez. I mean, and that's going back a couple weeks now. So the Atlanta offense has been just fine. I really, really want to play Atlanta. I don't know if I actually do it, but I really want to.
Benji says, Toast, does Alaska have a Salvation Army? Go donate the money there instead. Spoon, Mets.
I heard you mention the over. That was something I looked at here in this game. I didn't end up moving on anything. But Clay Holmes just saw this Atlanta team. 3 2/3 innings, 5 earned runs, 11 base runners. I don't think he matches up well versus Atlanta. Toast touched on the splits there. There's just too many lefty bats for him to pitch around anybody. And on the opposite side, I mean, Cal's bad enough to get released by Miami. He's not great. 2 of his last 3 starts, 7 earned runs to Boston, 7 earned runs to Houston. Atlanta, he only did give up 1 earned run, just 3 hits against, but he only went 4 innings pitched in that game. I don't really know how much we can expect out of him. And I think the Mets, I mean, on the spreadsheet, full season, they're second in WRC plus versus right-handed pitching. Last 14 days, they're first in baseball. A lot of those came off Brad Lord, Jake Irvin, and George Kirby, but those are some decent pitchers at this point in the season. I think this is an over spot. It's just not one I could actually get to. I think there's a pretty good chance for rain in this. I believe it's over 30% chance. So there's enough kind of red flags to just keep me off it.
I actually would lean under. The over I was talking about was yesterday. I would actually lean under. I think they're overcorrecting here at the 9.5. You know what? I'm not betting it, so I won't even put it up. Next up, Cincinnati, Arizona. Kismet.
Oh, Spoon, we were dead wrong on this one. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, you guys had the early under, right?
Jesus Christ. Can you figure out, Spoon, why we're getting the Reds at such a cheap price with Andrew Abbott on the mound?
Minus 130 on the road is cheap.
Versus Kismet and this Arizona team in bullpen, yes, that's extremely cheap.
Against Kismet.
So Kismet's not like listed on any of the books that have this open. This was one of the slower ones to open at a lot of books. I think there's some that still don't have it open. FanDuel hung a minus 120. I don't know if it's still there or not, but I hopped on that right away.
He's scheduled to start in most places that I look, so he's supposed to be there. So
that's who I'm capping the game as.
Yeah, me too.
I see offshores with over like close to 130s right now. A lot of the domestic books are at 130. It's just a spot. I mean, a huge pitching advantage goes to Andrew Abbott. We talked about Logan Webb being respected by the market. I feel like Andrew Abbott's been disrespected by the market. This guy's pitching into the 7th inning in most of his starts. He gave up 4 earned runs in 6 2/3 to the Cubs. I don't consider that a bad start. 3 earned runs and 7 2/3 to Philadelphia. I consider that a really good start. 7 innings pitched versus Milwaukee, who was the hottest team in baseball at the time. Not a single earned run. This is a spot where I'm not worried about the Diamondbacks bats getting to him that much. I looked at the first 5, but why do I want to take the Diamondbacks bullpen out of this game?
There you go.
Especially with Kismet. This is just Reds money line minus 120. Maybe I'm missing something in this game, but I'm willing to pay this price.
You guys are agreeing so much tonight. Does Toast is lean Reds also?
Yeah, I bet the Reds at minus 120. I just still don't understand this price.
Well, if it already moved 10 cents, maybe he keeps moving.
Okay, that would make more sense. So, I mean, these teams are going. I mean, not that the Reds are playing like super great baseball right now. 6-4 their last 10, 16-14 their last 30. They're playing. I mean, both teams are essentially playing like 500 baseball. But I do think that the Reds have also been playing much better competition. Teams like Philadelphia on the road in Pittsburgh is not an easy place to play against Milwaukee, and then on the road at Angels, not very much. But this Arizona team. Okay, so let's just say that their numbers versus left-handed pitching over the last few weeks are real. I don't believe they are. They're like a top 5 offense. So let's just take a magnifying glass and take a look at that. Okay, so they get 6 runs in 6 innings off of Austin Gomber. Congratulations. Nestor Cortez actually pitches pretty damn well against you guys. You get JP Sears in his first start with a new team. They got to him, so be it. But Jacob Lopez, Andrew Heaney, Framber Valdez all dealt against them. They got to 3 against Kikuchi. 4 against Tyler Anderson, not impressive. Robbie Ray went 9 innings against them, only gave up 2 runs. And then they got 3 and 4 innings to Carson Palmquist. I mean, Andrew Abbott is 10 times better than almost everybody on that list not named Framber Valdez. So maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I just doesn't make any sense to me. So if Andrew Abbott just randomly has a bad road game, I guess so be it. But I'm willing to take my chances here. He also pitched in Arizona last year against a much better Arizona team. He went 7 innings, only gave up 1 run on 4 hits. So again, if Abbott just shits the bed, so be it. But I'll be on the Reds tomorrow.
Well, it looks like it's already moving in your favor. Next game up is a big one, and it's also a big day at the ballpark. Here at Petco, Steve Buscemi bobblehead night for the Padres. So, I mean, you know the fans are going to be out and fired up for Buscemi night.
That one's definitely real.
Yo, I had I swear to God, 15 messages here. This is a Uzi Vert song you might like. They all suck, guys. This guy is terrible.
I like the one comment. I like the one guy that commented. He goes, "How old's Trevor? How does he know more Lil Uzi Vert than I do?" It was like a kid, and he's like, "How does this guy know more?"
I don't understand how people. Have you heard that guy?
No, but TV Jones was like rattling off songs. He's like, "No, you got to go with his old stuff." And just start rattling off.
Ridiculous.
The Padres win 2 in a row.
Nah. Yeah, it would only be the Dodgers for me if I'm being honest. I'm not going to bet this one. The Padres used all their major bullpen arms tonight. Not that they're going to be taxed, but I mean Suarez and Miller will both be back-to-back days. Adam went. I think they ended up saving Morihone if I can't remember right. But regardless, the Padres aren't going to have the A bullpen behind Nestor Cortes, and that's not really a recipe for success in my eyes. I do think that we got pretty lucky as Padre bettors tonight. I mean, Ohtani hit one to the warning track in the ninth. There was multiple ways that we could have lost that game. They came through because the pitching was fantastic, but I'm not sure if we get that great pitching from Nestor Cortes. I'm not. I know it's a nice plus price, but I'm just really not there with him. I mean, he also hasn't faced any decent competition in my eyes. I mean, obviously he got destroyed by the Yankees, but Cincinnati, Arizona, and San Francisco twice as a starter this year. Now he's going to face a Dodgers team off of a loss in San Diego with Glass now on the mound, who's coming off a terrible road start. His last road start in Cincinnati, where he gave up four runs in 4 innings. I personally think that Glass now shoves, and the Dodgers win this game probably pretty easily, if I'm being dead honest with you.
By the way, for those of you that were sweating the game out, Arizona just walked it off in the bottom of the 11th. For anyone who may have had a bet in that game. Spoon?
Yeah, so Tyler Glasnow just faced this Padres team on the 17th. Had a pretty good start, 5 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 base runners. The Padres lineup, I mean, it might not look like it, but this is one of the best lineups in baseball. Like, the spreadsheets have them as 5th in WRC plus over the last 30 days, 7th in the last 14 days versus right-handed pitching. And Tyler Glasnow on the road is not the same guy he is at home. 3.12 ERA on the season for home and 5.4 full season road ERA. I think this is a spot where the Padres bats can get to him. I'm not going to go to the Padres money line though, because you have Nestor Cortes there. This guy doesn't overpower you with stuff or anything like that. He's got some weird tricks. His delivery kind of changes it up to keep hitters off balance, but I don't think those tricks are going to work that well versus this Dodgers team. They've been hitting left-handed pitching all season. Just got 7 earned runs off Gomber. They've gotten multiple earned runs off every pitcher they've seen over the last 10. This is an over for me, over 8. It's kind of looking at the board, and I saw Circa open this at a 8 minus 110. Within 2 minutes, they had it an 8.5 minus 110. So I feel like they got hit pretty hard on that first number. I got the over 8 minus 115.
Over 8. I feel like that is a low total for Nestor Cortes and the Padres against Glasnow they just saw, but I also understand you can't put the number too high at Petco, so I get it a little bit. All right, Spoon, this is your chance. You've been dying to talk about the Cubs all night, itching to get up to the mic and can talk about your Chicago Cubbies. Here you are, out on the West Coast against Medeiros.
So Medeiros did not look good in his last start, but neither did Cade Horton. This guy left the game before 3 innings, was looking very rattled out there on the mound. He had a blister, and blisters don't heal up that quick. I have questions on how long he's actually going to be out there, and if he is out there, how much control does he have over those pitches? Angel Stadium at night, I mean, it's going to be 90 degrees during first pitch, wind blowing out. I kind of feel like this is just a recipe for an over. This is a game I'm probably not going to touch. I would like to say I expect the Cubs to win, but I can't get there. Like Cade Horton.
Is he even going to go? Is he for sure? Or is it going to be Assad? We know
Assad
that Cade Horton's picking. I know, but I think, all
right. So I don't have a lot of faith in Cade Horton. That's who I see listed. Maybe it's not on books, but that's who I see projected on.
I just know that he was removed. I mean, they visited him 17 times on the mound that start. I mean, and they've been talking about him requiring maybe a injury start. That's why I was curious, because Cade Horton has been fantastic this year. So for this number to be 9.5 in a Cade Horton start is kind of crazy, especially considering that the Cubs can't score either. Is that right or no?
I mean, Kyle Tucker did talk to Joba. He did get that home run today. Maybe things are starting to get back on track. I think this this is probably a Cubs win spot, but there's so much volatility baked into this. I think, like you just said, it's over 9.5 for a reason. Cade Horton has commanded much lower totals than this. I can't play this game.
Cade Horton tomorrow. I personally don't think we see Cade Horton tomorrow. There's no way in hell they hang a 9.5 out here with this kid pitching. I mean, he has been fantastic. I mean, Milwaukee 1 run, Toronto 1 run, Cincinnati 1 run, Baltimore 0, Chicago White Sox 0, Boston 0, Cleveland 0, Minnesota got him for 4. I mean, but this kid has been absolutely fantastic. So, and like I said, he had a really issue with that blister his last start. I really don't think that he's going to pitch tomorrow. It doesn't make sense to me personally. So it's a pass, but it doesn't make sense to me.
Last game on the board, Athletics, Seattle at T-Mobile. Toast.
Jeffrey Springs is the question here. He's the only reason I say that is just because his last couple road starts have been kind of impressive. 12 innings pitched against Washington and Houston, only 3 runs. But prior to that, he got hit up by Cleveland pretty bad. I just don't know if I don't want to lay these big numbers with Seattle. There's still not an offense that I trust. Oakland's a better team, especially offensively on the road, as weird as that is. And the Mariners haven't really been touching lefty starters. So again, I'm not trying to go to the window to back Jeffrey Springs, but I'm also not really trying to lay it with the Mariners. I think if you can get a juice 7.5, that would be my play. You can put the over 8 up for me, but I think that you'll be able to find juice 7.5 tomorrow. Very similar like we saw today. It's only open on, I think, 1 book right now, but regardless, Kirby has been really, really good, but he hasn't been the George Kirby that's absolutely dominant. So I still expect him to give up a couple runs against this A's offense, who's a top 10 offense versus right-handed pitching, and at least a top 10 offense on the road, if not better, probably better, but we'll just call it a top 10 offense on the road. So I do expect them to get a couple runs. I'm not in love with Seattle's offense, but I think 7.5 is pretty low, even though it is Seattle. So over 7.5 or 8, whatever it is.
Spoon?
Yeah, I grabbed the 8.5 that's on Fanatics, minus 120 under. Jeffrey Springs just saw this Seattle team on the 30th of July. 6 innings pitched, just 1 earned run and 2 hits. That wasn't in T-Mobile. That was in the most offensive-friendly park in baseball this year. That Sacramento park is really hard to pitch well in. But it wasn't that much of a surprise. The Mariners versus left-handed pitching, 20th in baseball over the last 30 days, 25th in baseball over the last 14 days. I just think this is a spot where Jeffrey Springs can come out, have a pretty decent start. At home, he's not looked amazing, but on the road, he's got a 3.8 ERA, and he hasn't been pitching in T-Mobile every time. This is one of the most pitcher-friendly parks in baseball. It's really hard to square up the ball as a hitter, and I don't think that gives an advantage to the Athletics bats either. They're facing George Kirby. Well, I will agree he's not looked great. Just gave up 12 hits and 3 walks in his last start versus the Mets. So I think this is just a time to kind of buy low on his value. This is a guy I've trusted his entire career at home. That's not going to change tomorrow. 3.38 ERA on the full season at home. I just think 8.5 is way too big of a number to be at T-Mobile. This line's kind of opening up multiple places right now. There's a lot of books that still don't have it. So there's some variance in the total. Anytime I see an 8.5 with pitchers that I even vaguely trust, I just have to bet it.
So it Spoon's on the under 8.5. Toast is looking for an over 7.5 tomorrow. So you both could win.
I don't know if I actually bet it. It's the 4th time the Mariners are going to be seeing Jeffrey Springs, and he's been pitching well against them. I just think when you see a guy 4 times in a season, it definitely helps. But I don't know if I actually get there.
All right, tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Oh, here's the video. I just uploaded a video a couple hours ago. I go through 4 of the college football games tomorrow. So there's the link in the comments if you want to check that out. See you all at 11 a.m. Eastern time to talk some college football with Moneyline Mac and Scoop.